Welcome back to another episode of Who's House. Hope everyone is having a great start of 2025 and hope your journaling and planning system is going well. Today I want to talk about my system lineup so far for this year. Just do like a quick flip through of sections and discuss how I'm using them. And then with some clothing thoughts on overall feeling towards my system and how well they have been working, in my opinion. So hopefully it won't be too long because my setup this year is really simple. It only consists of 3 books, so we will go through them one by one. So the first off is my trusty work planner. This is the same one as last year when I shared my 2024 Techo Kaigi. This is a Raymay Fuji Roroma. It's their Bible size or personal size. They're literally the same. And then it has a 15mm rings inside. So have the same cover page. I have my business card here in the set I found. It did help me before when I lost my bag. So I think it's a good thing to have in your planner. And then the first section, I was still using the same dividers as last year. So 4 sections, future log, or you can call that calendar, whatever. This I marked these. This is from, I think, Raymay. And this is their 2025 year at a glance. I just mark like days off, company holidays and all that. This is December, which I wrote nothing. This is a 2025, 2026 calendar pencil board. I just put this here so that I can flip to the current month easy. But to be honest, I don't really use this section that much. You can see it's completely blank. But we do have like 2025 all the way through, I think, 2026. Yeah, like February or March into 2026. Yeah, so that's the first section. Where I mainly live is this. This is my monthly and daily. Since I already wrote January, I'm not going to show you January's pages, but I'll show you February. So this is February, and then I designed these myself in Affinity Publisher. So every month I will have a cover page and then a monthly vertical, just 1 line a day. I don't know what I'm actually going to use this for. Again, like I don't use monthlies. This is where I spend 99% of my time. So I have, I don't know if you can see it. So I designed, the grids are 3.7mm. That's like my comfortable writing size. And then I have the timeline from 6:30 all the way to 6:30. I do use 24-hour time, military time, however you call that. And then so this side I'll have my schedule, meetings, huddles, pop up, whatever, spend time, talk to this person, all that. And then this side I will have my tasks for the day. I usually track weather here. Reason being, I do work in construction adjacent industries, so I do track rain days because basically that's when like there might be like delays in the field and all that. Just want to pay attention to that. And then the second square, I just track where I work. I do have a hybrid schedule. But again, like these are just like tracking for fun. But mostly it's just like tasks of the day goes here. And then notes, occasional notes of like talk to somebody, have some like other things I need to follow up on. That's just here. Yeah, so it's the same sections that I've been using since last year. I think I've used it since last February, and it's been working really, really well. So yeah, so it just goes on and doesn't have Saturday or Sunday. So once you pass Friday, it just goes to Monday and Tuesday, and then it just goes on for the entire month until we get to like the next month. Yeah, but this entire section is dated. Has Monday through Friday, if regardless holidays or not. And then yeah, and then that's it. So collections is basically I have my lists, projects, checklists, and all that. Again, I probably won't be able to show you too much, but like I have some Sterling ink grid paper here, and then I have these are like meeting notes templates from Raymay. I don't really use these because anytime if I'm in meetings, I usually type up notes in my OneNote or it's in Google Doc. But just in case, I just also find this kind of like the layout is actually pretty useful. Yeah, so reference section, I have my same as last year. I have my unit conversions, graphs, chemical compatibilities, whatever you have. So yeah, so this is pretty much the same as last year. The reason I like this setup is because it's fairly compact. Like it's like again, like it's not a big notebook, and the personal size page is just the right amount of space I need day to day. And I usually do a weekly review at the end of Friday to just check off tasks, migrate them if needed, or cross them off. Yeah, and then the other thing I like about it is that it's very modular and has very good, I call that archivability. Like I can take January month out and then file them off. I have a file effects folder that has my 2024 notes in them, and I can just keep filing 2025 notes in there as time goes on. And then I can put like I can take off January, put July, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so it's a pretty flexible system, and that's why I like it. And also, like the loose notes can get easily organized into a file folder. Yeah, so that's my work. And then for my personal planner this year, I am using Hobonichi Weeks again. I have used one Hobonichi Weeks years before, and my conclusion back then was that it was too small. I need more space to write. But nowadays, I feel like my life has been fairly simple. I don't have a ton of things I need to keep track of. And I'm also, one thing I'm doing this year is I'm separating my planner from my journal. So this is my journal, and this will be my planner. And then I will have a work journal, but that will be in Obsidian Notes because I do need that to be searchable, linkable. That will be basically my knowledge database. So I think a digital system will make more sense. Yeah, but for planning and all that, I feel like if I write things down, I will have a much higher chance to make a mental note to do them. So yeah, so I think paper planning is still what I'm going to stick with. But again, like going back 2 weeks, so put the journal aside. Going back 2 weeks. So I have always been having at least one Hobonichi in my lineup since 2018. Be it a cousin, I used cousin for like 3-4 years consistently. I used A6 Techo for a year, didn't really like it. Might change my mind one day. Then I used 5-year journal, so I always have a Hobonichi, kind of like a comfort zone for me. This year, I was not planning using anything Hobonichi related because of the paper issues I heard about online. And then I'm just like, maybe it's time for me to change. I was thinking using a narrow size ring planner, like what I did at the end of last year. I even made myself one. So this is the one that I made. Like I made the cover, it's like lined inside with like stiffeners and butyrol leather outside. It's like very nice, feels nice in hand. But I think my issue with it has like 11mm rings in it and all that. My issue with it is that it doesn't hold much. So I like, this is like January to June insert from Knox. It's like bundled and dated, week on 2 pages, like this. But then like if I want to have like other notes, sketches and all that, dividers, like it doesn't really hold that much. Like it's about the same thickness if you look at it as Weeks. So I'm like, And then also I'm just like, I miss Hobonichi for some reason. Anyways, rational and emotional had a clash, and then the emotional side won. So this is what I'm using as of today. January 19th is the day this video is being filmed. So anyways, so this is a Alettone cover from Hobonichi this year. It's kind of a trifold, but not quite. But I do like this blue. I am a blue person, as you will see. And then inside I have, this is the Stardust Weeks Mega for this year. It's basically a dark blue. The Alettone cover is interesting because it's so big. Like, if I just put a Weeks Mega in it, it will be swimming. What's funny is that you can actually just fit other like weeks with cover on cover in it. So, and I found this beautiful stripe pattern clear cover. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you know what? It gives me more storage space with the pockets. So, and then also like it lets me carry the sticker pen. This is a Unijetstream 5-in-1, so 4 colors plus a pencil. Yeah, and then it has the Mafusan cats on it with dressed as Sanrio characters. Kind of cute. Yeah, anyways. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with this. So anyways, weeks. And then in terms of pockets, I have, this is a good stencil. I do recommend this if anybody using Hobonichi. This is a good stencil to get. They have other stencils too, but I feel like this is the most useful of them all. And then here I have a just like one of those 3-packs weeks notebooks. This is kind of like my draft. Like if I'm not sure about a layout or how some pens write, I will like try it on here first, see how it does, and then I'll, if it works out, and then I will finish the setup in weeks or transfer the layout onto weeks. So here are, oh, do I have that page? When I was also trying out 12-week year, starting the first week of January. So I kind of like laid out like my goals, steps, and then I have like a little week by week planning. So I tried out here, figure out the grid spacing and all that, and I was like, okay, I think this will work out. So I've finished the rest on inside here. Yeah, so this is this. I do recommend it. It's like a very low commitment booklet. You can just carry it with you. It's very light too. Use the same paper as weeks. Has very similar, almost same amount of grids and all that as weeks. So a good layout tryout ground. Yeah, and then here I made a little folder for myself. Just some clear photo that I cut up. Stamps, stickers, yeah, and then I have some sticky notes on the back. One couple transparent ones and then one white one. Alright, so inside of weeks, let me peel this off first. So the thing that I peeled off was I usually have a sticky post here that says to buy, but I already bought everything on it, so yeah, I'm not gonna show it. And this is a key because it has name on it, so I'm covering it. But basically I have different color indicating whose appointment is whose, and then also different symbols for tasks, events, notes, and symbols for things I need to follow up. Yeah, and then so going in, I didn't decorate it at all. Pretty much just opened it and started using it. Yeah, so nothing here again. I struggled using this page. I've seen more than one person have the same struggles. Here I wrote like a transparent post-it note. I was like, okay, well maybe I can use this as a focus log and then track how many minutes or hours I spent on practicing my drawings. So this year I'm taking my some like art school classes. I want to get back to my artistic training. I am a engineer by practice, but I have always been just wanting to like draw like illustrations, fan arts, and all that. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't keep up with it very well, and I'm happy that I actually wrote everything in pencil so I can go back and erase them. I guess this is, at least I have the self-awareness that this might not work out for me. Yeah, if you have any other ideas, I've seen people tracking steps. I sit at my desk 8 to 12 hours a day, painfully so. So tracking steps might not be the best use. I've seen people tracking birthdays and all that, but I have birthdays in monthlies. So anyways, any other ideas? Feel free to comment. And I am soliciting suggestions. Please help me. Yeah, and then here is the monthly. So I did use a December as like kind of like a tryout. We went back to East Coast for a little bit, and then I kind of like have like a little key for like how I want to set up or what symbols I want to use for what, and so on. And then this is January. I do put sticky notes on here to cover up names, but again, like it's just deadlines, appointments, mostly doctor's appointments. Yeah, and then stamps, cat stamps. One thing I'm trying to do more this year is to use more stamps. I know it's Hobonichi Tomoe River paper is not the best with stamps, but last year I used a lot of washi tapes and stickers to decorate. And what I found out is that with this kind of thin paper, if you put stickers on one page and then I feel I want to write it on the next page, and I don't really appreciate that feeling. I don't mind ghosting that much, so I guess to each and their own. Preference is the keyword of the day. Yeah, but anyways, so this is monthly, again, very bare. The place I live in is in, again, the weeklies, as you can see. So this is this week's layout, and I did right here. So this is heavily or a copy of the layout by Camel Lion Creates on Instagram. They are a Swedish-based stationery account. Go follow them. They don't use Wix anymore, but they do still post very interesting layouts and ideas for, I think they're using pocket rings nowadays. So if you're a pocket rings user, go follow them. If you're not, so go follow them. They're great. Anyways, so how I'm using this is that the other reason I like Wix is that they have these 1/3 dividing lines. So I know there are like a lot of Wix dupes out there, and they all like have similar layout, but for some reason I thought the 1/3 dividing is very interesting, and this is what I actually am used to. Okay, so this side I will have day-specific appointments. If it's blank, then it's just my playground for pen testing, as you can see here. I bought new highlighters. And then on this side, if I have day-specific tasks, something I need to remember, I'll write that down. If again, at the end of the day, I have nothing to write, then it will just be like 1 line a day. I also track what I eat during the day, trying to eat healthier, and then also I highlight whenever we got food from like cafe or like anything that's not cooked in-house. I would just highlight that kind of like as like, have we been eating out too much this week, or are we doing good? Yeah, so that kind of like, that's just how left side is getting used. And then on the right side is I really like this layout because the freedom on the side of the page. So again, the top part is my I guess tactics section. If you read the 12-week yearbook, it's basically like things that you try to do to help you to reach your goals, or like that's the things that you plan for yourself to do this week, and you treat every week as a month. This is like 3rd week in, so again, still everything is still fresh. So ask me by end of March, and we'll see how this goes. But the 2 goals I have for my personal side of life this year is that I want to go back to my drawing and art classes, and then also I'm gonna try to exercise more, lose a little bit of weight, hopefully, please. Yeah, and then so that's like the top part. And then the second part is I call that checklist. It's basically just like regular things on the maintenance side that I need to do. Take care of my CPAP machine, take care of my, I have very bad seasonal allergies, so I try to do like my neti pot every day. Yeah, just take care of myself and the household, everyone in the household. And then lastly is the tasks. So this is the like a rolling weekly or Alettone method, however you want to call that. I do really like this because it's very good for my brain. It lets me to figure out, okay, so maybe I want to do these things on Friday, but we end up doing them on Saturday. Or like you can schedule tasks, but it's not like it's like a soft scheduling, right? And then there is flexibility that you can move things around. Yeah, and then I would like usually go mark things off. Pretty much, I come to here every single night, mark things off, and figure out what I need to do for the second day. So this has been working really well so far in conjunction with things I will talk about here. So yeah. So that's the weekly portion where I spend most of my time. And then we have the notes section. It's pretty bare. I have some project lists, and then I have some more like admin stuff. Home projects, other fun things to do, yeah, and then have some random lists. I don't think I'm gonna use the whole 200 plus pages of notes. But the reason I bought Mega is because I do like that it is a thicker book. Like it feels compact yet substantial in hand. So if I don't end up using all of the notes pages at the end of the year, I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll cut them out, use them, punch them, and use them in my narrow size ring planner. I do think they have like very similar page width. So yeah, that might be something that I can do. Or I would just, I don't know, I'll figure something out. But yeah, so far so good. I do like weeks, and it is, I don't know, it's a familiarity brings comfort, right? So that's this. Okay. And then I talked a little bit about my journals. This is move weeks out of the way. So now talking about the journal, this cover is Baum-Kuchen's custom design. And the sun is going out. Let me see if I can turn the light on. Hopefully it's not too bright. Yeah, it's a black cover, so I want to have slightly better lighting. Yeah, standard size traveler's notebook. I have a front pocket and a back. They call this wallet in pocket. Anyways, yeah. I do like their this debossing a lot, because it says on the quest for life well lived and loved. So yeah, I do like this quote. Front pocket, I don't think I have anything. Yeah, it's blank, has nothing, it's empty. Yeah, and then here I have two inserts. This is a notes and thoughts. So this is a 128 pages of Tomoe River paper from Good Impressions. I custom made, asked them to make 3.7 millimeter grids. Again, I do like that size of grids. This is kind of like my notes and thoughts, but also more like my working through my thought process notebook. So I'm not going to show you too much. It's mostly just scribbles inside. I do find that oftentimes if I want to just like try to think through a thing, it will work, but then also I find that like writing it out and having a dialogue with myself is actually helpful. And then I did modified this, actually. I should probably show you guys. Didn't modify the cover, as you can see. I put 2 elastics. It's one very long elastics. I will post, I think their name, I forgot, Cameron. I will link them, or at least I will, when I'm doing the editing, I will put their channel name on the screen, I promise, and I will link their video down below. But it is a tutorial that shows you how you can add, basically, it will require you to take out the original elastic, but you can have 2 long elastics and then 2 shorter ones here. I did not put the bookmark back in because I love everything about Traveler's Notebook except their bookmarks. I don't know why. It looks like a little like rat's tail to me. So every time I use it, I'm like, ugh. But I do realize that bookmarks are important. So what I did here is I just found some ribbon bookmarks and then tied them 2 different colors, tied them to the top, and stuffed the rest here. It works for its intended purposes and doesn't look bad. So yeah. Let me put my inserts back. It is actually quite nice to have 2 separate elastics for inserts. And then if you need a 3rd one or even a 4th one, you can fit them here and then they won't stick out. I have tried this before. They will have no overhang and then they will like sit very nicely. So I will definitely link that video because I think more people need to see it and decide if they want to try these for themselves. Okay, and then this is just a folder from Traveler's Company. I put the Love and Trip stickers on here. I'm not very good with decorations, so this is the best I can do. Here I have some print-on stickers from Meterly and then some freebies from Sterling Ink. This is my 2025 daily log. So it's an undated journal at the end of the day. It's Sterling Ink's notebooks, booklets. I bought like 3 of them, and this is I'm trying to use more of my stash this year too. Yeah, so here I have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 again, like 12-week years, quarterly goals, whatever you call them. I only wrote the short term for Q1 or the next 12 weeks. Progress, haven't set anything up. I have some trackers here. I have been trying to track my sleep a lot because of my sleep apnea. Again, if you look at me, you're gonna be like, you don't have sleep apnea, but I actually do. So hey, what can you do about that? Anyways, tracking my sleep. It's all over the place. And then I have some habits, some tracking, exercise, reading, journaling, water, vegetables. I have like a thing here, and I have my mood. The reason I have this tracker and I also have my weeks tracker is because I do find it helpful to look at things from like a longer term perspective. And there's nothing like about like maintenance stuff that I need to do on a daily or weekly basis. This is more like just like habits that I want to cultivate. And here I have a Wheel of Life question mark circle thingy. I haven't done anything. It's for my end of the month review. So it's right now it's all just blank. And then and then here are brain dump. So at the beginning of this month, I tried to just do like a brain dump of everything that I can ever think of. And then on this side, I forgot where I picked this up, but 10x and 2x, this is kind of like your goal-related activities, and then 2x is kind of like your maintenance activities. In my line of work, they would be called capital improvement program and preventative maintenance. But anyways, you get the gist. It's like important long-term investment related things, time effort related things, or money investment, and this is like your more maintenance. And then you categorize them in urgent and non-urgent. I do find this helpful to kind of like put things in perspective. And then also like every week when I'm setting up my weeks for the following week, I would have these two side by side, and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I checked off these last week, and then this week let's see if we can tackle any other like non-urgent stuff. I already finished all of my urgent tasks, so that's good. Yeah, so that's kind of like what this is for. And then the rest of it are mostly just my journals, day to day. I'm not going to show you because it does have people's names and my thoughts, and they're very private, so I don't want to just expose that in front of the screen on the internet. But I will say, basically, it is kind of like, I see a little bit of the ghosting here, but I will have like a date stamp, and I will just write whatever, and I have lines separating, and the next day or 2 days, 3 days afterwards, I'll come in and keep writing. So, and then at the end of each week, I do have a section for weekly review. One thing I realized so far this year is that having dated planners and having undated journal is very helpful to my brain. Again, dated planners is like, if I think of anything, I can just flip to that page, put a post-it note, and then be like, oh yeah, like maybe this week we should check Cat's filter, or oh yeah, we need to cancel some subscriptions because free trial runs out. So having dated planners is good, and then having undated journal is also good for my brain because it takes the pressure off that, oh, I have to fill this out every day, and then if I slack for a day or two, I won't feel too bad, and I'll just come back, put a new date stamp on it, and be like, hey, let's keep going. It's a new week. It's a new day. So anyways, in terms of tools, I've already talked about this pen, UniJetstream, and I do have my trusty more UniJetstream. Hey, look at that. They are nice. And then I have, let me see. This is my Yuruliku pen pouch. Have my fountain pens here. This I mostly just used black ink now, and in this very simple. I did get a 8-color Pentel lead holder. I do find that this is actually quite helpful if you want to highlight on fountain pen. I did get more highlighters, I'm not gonna lie, but still trying them out. So but this is good for highlighting on any types of paper, and sometimes you can do a little bit doodle too with them. I have not used these quite a lot this year. Yeah, and then this is the Tom Studio pen, which I also have not used. So maybe it's time for me to update my pen pouch, and that may be something that we can do in the future together. But anyways, so yeah, so that's kind of like things I reach out to pretty much every day. I am thinking of doing like a favorites video at some point, maybe like do like a half year or Q1. So this is my 3 Musketeers this year with some helpers. Yeah. So far, clothing thoughts. So far, they've been working really well. I think the goal of any type of planning and journaling system is that it should help you to keep track of your tasks, stay on top of things that you need to do and appointments that you need to make, and then help you to process your thoughts, your triage your tasks when they're coming, and then help you to like document things that you want to remember in your lives. So yeah, in terms of like what medium they're on, how you like, everybody has their preference, right? Again, like preference is the keyword of the day. The reason I'm saying this is that because I have seen people already like disliking their 2025 lineup, having existential crisis because Tomoe River paper is not performing as they expected this year. They cannot use their beloved fountain pens. I understand that, but again, like, does it still help you to do what you needed to do? If it does, I would say get a different pen. Don't give it up. Like, because first of all, you spend money on it. And secondly, like I just hate seeing like brand new things getting like written for like 2 pages and then like no longer getting used anymore. Yeah, but again, that's my preference. That might not be someone else's preference. Maybe they really do want to find that perfect pen and combo and want everything and they need everything to be just perfect in their planners. If that's you, that's fine too. Like no shade to that. Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, my philosophy is that a system needs to be functional first, and then form comes second. Ideally, we will all reach the balance between the function and form. I think this does it for me. But if you're still searching for the balance between your function and your form, I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, and then if you feel like you are in a happy place, try to stay there as long as you can. That's actually it for me. I don't have any more. I will get off my soapbox. Let's just say that. Well, thank you for watching until this point. Hope you all are having a great day wherever you are. Enjoy, and I will see you next time in this corner of the internet. Bye now.